Hello and welcome to round 2, back 9 of the FPO lead card of the 2025 Northwest Disc Golf Championship presented by Latitude 64. This is stop number 7. We are out at round 2, Milo McIver. I'm Allie Smith.
I'm Madison Walker, and we are going to get right into it. We had an exciting front 9. We even got to see an eagle. We have perfect conditions, so we're going to see a lot more scoring happen on the back 9. Hopefully we can see Valerie Mandujano find some more birdies. There's Paige Pierce with that blue number 3. We love to see it. Missy and Holyn both stringing together birdies.
And we've seen a lead change.
Yeah, we sure have. Holyn has stepped into the lead, 1 stroke over Missy Gannon right now. And the FPO field really just shooting lights out here at Milo McIver.
Hole 10, par 3. You've got to get up a little bit off the tee. You're going right to left-hand turn. There's a large tree you can see from the tee pad. You're kind of your aim point. And you're going to try to hyzer and skip towards the basket. I like this hole.
Yeah, it's a really interesting disc golf shot. Not one that I can really compare to any other course. You can see that little uphill, and then it's blind. It's kind of just like throwing into the void.
It is.
And you get down there, and you're like, oh, okay, it was good. Or, oh, shoot. Not great.
We see Holyn clip a little bit, but it's up in the fairway, circle 2 area.
Most people are throwing drivers, right? Distance drivers? Or do we see fairways too?
I'm going to assume fairway.
Fairway, okay. I threw a distance driver, but like a beefy one. Let it get some ground play. But
okay.
I guess it's another hole where you see a mix of things. We see over half the field getting to circle 2 in regulation. So this one is fun. Kind of feel like you can attack freely.
Is Missy throwing a thrasher, I guess is our real question.
She sure is.
Okay, so there, that answers your question.
Paige throwing a Passion, Valerie throwing an ESP Annex, and Holyn throwing a Z-Swirl Nebula. Those are all slower discs, right?
Yeah, that's thrasher, driver, 2 fairways, and then Nebula might be a 6-speed, like a hybrid, almost mid.
Valerie kind of bumping into the side of the hill, unfortunately not even able to crawl up into circle 2.
This is definitely one of the holes you want a birdie. You know you can. Coming off of hole 9, it's a tough downhill par 3, and this is a shorter, slightly uphill par 3. So,
yeah, a third of the field getting this birdie. Man, we have seen so many putts on the cage today, or just on the band. Let's see if Paige can convert from circle 1. Yep.
Hearted.
What a gallery out today. Portland always delivers.
A Boston Celtics fan at the other side of the country.
Are you lost?
Another straddle putt for Missy. Leaves it a little short. That's not her go-to.
Yeah,
normally.
it looks like she had to kind of go up and over that foliage as well. Holyn with the opportunity. Oh, wait, no, this is for 3. I forgot.
Yes.
Some work for a 3.
Mm-hmm.
She gets it done.
It seems like the tournament staff here put out a lot of new wood chips around most of the baskets, and it's so friendly.
Yeah.
Thankful for that.
It sure is. It looks nice too. It looks polished. Yeah, the course is in great conditions. It's such a cool partnership with the Oregon State Parks Department. We've got the Rangers out there all day today. Tell you all a little Ranger story later.
Okay, I'm interested.
Lisa Fakis and Holyn Handley tied right now for the hot round at 5 down. Hole 11. This tee shot is fluky is the wrong word. It's just a little bit too tight. That Douglas fir tree used to make it a lot harder than it is, though. But now that it has passed on, you have a lot of branches to contend with. I like the left gap. There's a right gap as well. That doesn't let you attack as much as you need to get the birdie. You want to throw kind of a sharp hyzer and let it really carry left. The second shot is a big forehand if you've got it. You can throw a turning shot as well, but it's a little bit of a tough turnover into the green. I think Paige might have accidentally taken that right gap, but it is working for her.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like a direct 90-degree left-hand turn. Going through that right side gap can make the disc push into the stuff long.
Yeah,
Not what you want.
you can go low too. We saw Cat Merch throw a roller on this hole, and it worked great too. A cut roller, it was unbelievable. You can go low gap that we see the camera kind of pointing through right now with some skip, or you can go high gap. You can see it kind of V's open a little bit as you get taller. It's player's choice, but those branches, if you come into contact with them, are so mean.
And I would say that's why I kind of like the right side gap. It
Yeah.
doesn't maybe put you in the best position, but I can rely on the reaction of the trees if I happen to hit them.
Yeah, I think a lot of players go for that right gap. They're just like equally as good.
Yeah. And it really, what do you want to do on your second shot? Do you want to be more on the left side of the fairway or the right side to approach the green?
And Valerie even taking that right gap and getting just as far left as I ever put my drives, taking the left gap.
This is pinched. We can't see the basket. She has to rely on her knowledge that it's a great hyzer. It's wide. It's got to work. And it does.
Wow. Inside the circle. Nice little uphill putt. What a shot from Holyn. That is something that a lot of the field is not going to be able to do. So much power. Putting that disc nice and high and giving it time to carry, right?
I'm curious if that was like her approach disc, like her zone, or if that was a Raptor or more of a fairway. Because if that was a zone, that's
Incredible.
amazing. Yeah.
The way it landed, it kind of knifed. It's hard to
Right.
say.
It might be her Raptor, but yeah. We're seeing the backhand approaches here. I think a lot of the field is taking. You've really got to bend it to the right.
Yeah, we had just a little bit of a headwind today too, which makes it a little trickier. Valerie going to slide on the deep side. She might have some low-hanging branches, but she is in birdie zone.
Paige got way down the fairway. She's just throwing her fierce.
That's great.
Anything over that log or near the log is, like I said, the red zone, the heat map.
Yeah. Oh, Valerie. So many right side chains.
Third straddle in a row for Missy.
Straddle frustration. I really do get that. I'm like, again? Looks like she has a bunch of stuff in her swing and ahead. Not able to convert the birdie. Holyn, though, wide open.
Takes another stroke from Missy there. Let's build some confidence moving forward in the round.
Like this camera angle. Looks like a little fir branch putting. Nice birdie from Paige Pierce, 1 of 12 today. A quarter of the field getting this one. This hole used to play so much harder in the field, but it averaged under par. Everyone is so good.
Do we think that's not just because, but yeah, we're so good, but with that Douglas fir passing away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely could be.
I don't know what it looked like.
It was thick, branchy. Here's Lisa Fakis having a great round today from the chase card.
Nice flexing forehand just outside the circle.
Lisa always plays well out at Milo McIver. And when her putt is on, she is dangerous.
And she knows it. That's the best part.
Uh-huh.
Do you play with a mini in your pocket?
I don't.
No.
I never do.
Nope.
I can feel it. Oh.
So yeah, Missy loses a stroke to Holyn there. She's down by 2. Hole 12, par 3. We just saw Lisa on this hole. Just under 300 feet. You have a small gap to hit off the tee. If you're going backhand, you got to get it to break right at the perfect time. You can throw a flexing forehand, a straight forehand. The tricky part, in my opinion, other than that tee shot, is the nothingness that is the basket. Wide open.
That's a funny way to put it, but it's so true. It's the first straightforward putt I feel like you have in the round. Like,
And maybe of the round.
oh yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, It's too much nothing. Paige trying to work a slower speed disc, get it to turn at the end, but just a little bit too nose up. She threw the Z Soul.
Yeah, very understable mid-range there. Gets away a little early out of her hand.
If I had the distance for it, I think the forehand is the play for this hole. Holyn puts it a little too low, but almost manages to get inside circle 1. That was her Raptor.
I'm curious what the breakdown of pars, birdies, and bogeys. This hole doesn't offer a ton of danger.
Yeah, it doesn't. That rough on the left side is brutal. So you see most players erroring to the right side. Missy, of course, is going to throw her thrasher perfectly. But this one, it's still, because even though it's doesn't have as much trouble and no OB and the basket's wide open, it's still hard.
Yeah.
It's only 16% of the field, only 7 birdies out of 44 competitors today. Only 6 players were able to get to circle 1 in regulation. So, yeah, but I like this hole. I think it's cool.
See, Paige, I mean, we're all looking at this and we're like, oh, I got to get this putt.
Yeah.
It's a tough C2 putt.
It
you
is.
know?
But so only 6 got to circle 1 in regulation, but 23 to circle 2. Valerie, the only player to make the putt from circle 2 today.
Amazing. A clean round for her.
Oh, besides Lisa Pecos. We already watched
saw that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And look at this slow mez. Look, there's the fairies.
I see the fairies you're talking about now. Okay. Great putt, Valerie.
Oh man. A confident miss. Dead center band.
Missy went long, that thrasher. Perfect for the putt. And she'll gain a stroke back from Holyn there. Only now down by 1. Holyn will clean up her par and have a long walk to the next tee pad to think about that.
It is a long walk.
Oh, maybe an ace race?
Ooh. Yeah, a little check-in with Cat Merch. Look at this forehand. So good. Taps the koozie.
Dot.
It sure is.
Great birdie. Got the big money earrings in. Down by 1 now to Holyn.
Dollar signs.
There. And then back, stop.
So what's the timing here?
In 3, 2,
Hey, Paul! Good to see you!
hey.
The first of 2 short, nice, technical wooded holes. This one's only 230 feet, the shortest hole of the day, and we love it. The couple's ace hole, the Paul Macbeth ace hole. It goes by many names. Poke and hope, kind of, but there's true fairways. I think it's a putter or a mid. If you're a backhand player, really anyone can work. Overstable all the way to super understable. We saw Cat Merch throw the forehand on this one. That works great as well. Those 2 big trees always seem to find their way into the way of the forehand, though. Missy with the really nice backhand turn line.
I call it the musket hole.
The musket hole.
You must get it.
Oh,
Musket.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
The Missouri drawl.
A little early from Valerie, but it's got some nice turn, and she manages to slide up into circle 1 on the deeper side. This played is the second easiest hole of the day, so minimizing the bogeys. Also 45% of the field with a birdie.
That's how it's done. Slide it right up into the circle.
Yeah, they're making this look so easy.
Slow speed disc, yes.
It's such a small gap down there.
Here's the forehand.
with the backhand. Oh, Holyn going inside route forehand.
Finds trees there, yeah. I think the inside line is definitely the backhand.
Yeah.
More of a flex forehand needed.
Holyn from outside circle to.
Full commitment.
Oh, look how pretty it is in there with the dappled sunlight and bird calls. Birdies as well.
What do they call the? I call it Spanish moss. That doesn't seem correct to me. The stuff that is, you know,
All over the trees.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what kind of moss that is. I feel like there's multiple different kinds. But man, on a rainy day, it's crazy how it pops. It looks so lime green. Valerie Mandujano, speaking of green, finding a birdie. 1 of 20 today.
Oh. Yeah. Like I said, it's the musket hole, so that hurts.
Yeah, that's a 2-stroke swing too. Missy making a nice long birdie putt. Paige capitalizing as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to. I'm gonna keep my eye on Holyn moving forward now. That can definitely be a mental strain after knowing you did the thing and should have had a pretty easy par putt, and now you've lost the lead.
Yeah, she's paying for that little aggressive bid, but that's how you get into this position, is by running at those putts.
Very true. Hole 14, par 3. This is tough. You need a
So
left to right bending shot. We're flying the left side of the large tree. There is a narrow alleyway on the right side of that tree. We saw some really understable, flippy fairways, even like a 5-speed. Try a forehand. The flex forehand may be a little out of reach for most of us, but throw it down the fairway.
Yeah, the right side gap is a little bit of a poke and hope. There's so many small trees, but it's a poke and hope, a risk worth taking. You can see Missy sliding down, but even if you do miss those trees, you often find yourself deep in circle 2. Most players are not trying to go to the left side of that tree unless they have. Wow, that was great.
Yeah, I think
That's one of the best you'll ever see it.
The perfect line.
Yeah.
Too. Yes.
Unless you have a forehand, you're going to always just try to miss to the right of that big tree down there. The forehands, though, I think it's better to try to go to the left side of the tree. Not 100%, though, because it's definitely out of my forehand range. Paige poke and hopes, but finds her way to the one tree that can be tough to putt from, but she is in putting land.
Holyn going straight hyzer.
Yeah,
forehand.
she's inside route twice in a row. I like that.
Wow. That's a powerful shot.
Yeah, and it works great. It says 323. I don't know why I feel like it plays so much farther than that. Maybe, but a pure hyzer is incredible from Holyn.
Ooh, a little high on that one. Wow. Great bid. The Missy shrug.
Oh, Paige able to find maybe a little something, something.
Yeah, the thorn catching her hat. Now it's catching her hair.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. What a putt. Wasn't able to fall because she is inside the circle, but that was incredible.
Oh, and Holyn has essentially the same look, maybe slightly closer.
Yeah, she doesn't have that little thing on her head. Still low ceiling. Still no problem.
Wow.
Man, I feel like this hole is so hard to birdie, and the fact that we're watching Missy hit band and then back-to-back birdie putts, and then Valerie with almost essentially a tap in.
Right. Making
Wow.
it look easy.
We just watched 3 of only 8 birdies on the day today. So,
Really good. Good stuff.
yeah, real good.
Checking in with the chase card. Katrina Allen. This is a new hole for this year. Change.
Yeah, classic Milo hole. But we're playing from a shorter tee pad than we're used to.
Did I?
Oh. Is that her first tournament ace?
It is.
What? Hey.
Oh my God, her career.
That's all your bad luck go right there.
Two-time world champ, first ace in an event. She's not gonna run it in. Run it in. Aw.
Her career is so long. That's crazy that this is her first tournament ace.
Congratulations, Katrina. That was amazing. I saw that today and was like, no way. So I'm glad I got to watch it. Hey, she did run it in.
Oh, it's so funny that she was already walking away. Like, okay, good shot. I'm fine with it.
In the bucket.
What a cool ace.
What a moment.
Just a distant ching and cheer.
Completely blind. You have no idea on that hole. We're all knotted up at the top.
And here it is, 295 feet, but it is such a strange line. It has to go so far right before it pans at the very, very end. You see a lot of players throw forehand, but that's not quite going to push far enough. It'll get caught up in these low-hanging tree branches on the left. The backhands, you just have to get it to carry right forever before it pans. You see a lot of discs going deep into the shoal. Katrina with the ace, there was only 6 birdies on it too. So like, what an ace. The fact that she got that close to the basket to go in. Here's Valerie throwing something just a little fast. It gets caught up early. It can be tough to recover from those early branches as well. There's a lot of low-hanging stuff.
This is definitely one of the holes you want to kind of throw and maybe forget about the throw.
Yeah.
You have no idea if you could be long, short, in the fairway, long in the stuff.
Paige has thrown this hole a million times, though. She knows exactly how far and when for it to break.
Okay. I'm not calling anything.
Oh. Holyn's going to throw a backhand here, too. Interesting to not see her go forehand.
Yeah, I think the backhand line is the way.
To birdie, for
yeah,
sure.
to birdie. And, oh.
And this is the reason I don't love this hole. This change, it is very in the danger zone for...
the next tee pad and definitely spectators as well.
And you have no idea. I mean, the players have no idea
that there's anyone there. Missy gonna finish way left. Yeah, it's a fun shot. It you'd almost feels like you have to shank it, kind of.
Exactly right.
And it does, because you can't see the basket, feel a little like a poke and hope. Again, like Allie said, you throw and forget and get down there and check it out.
And if you have a putt, you're like, oh, amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Valerie with a really technical out. It looks like it works out great. Holyn from the deep side, having to go through a Douglas fir, but she finds a gap.
Wow. You see a lot of low-hanging ticklers.
Yep.
That just aren't cleaned up. I don't think they need to be, but it offers a lot of challenge on the putt.
Only 10 players got to circle 1 in regulation. 23, though, got to circle 2. So it's one of those kind of holes, a little well-guarded, kind of a funky angle. This used to be this tee shot used to be the first shot of a par 4 playing to hole 16's NPO basket, where it is this year. But it's now split into 2 holes, so we could have a cool finishing hole. It's a good change. Yeah, it's fine. It works, but I liked the par 4 as well.
Agree.
Yeah, it's a hard decision.
But I do love our next hole.
Yeah.
I do like this new par 4.
Yep, we got a new pin location, and they did a really great job designing that for FPO.
Paige has silently moved closer to Holyn and Missy.
Hey everyone, Gannon here, and I want to invite you to compete in the Power Disc Golf Academy Championship Series. This is the only professional and amateur nationwide disc golf series, and everyone is welcome to compete. Qualifier events will be held in cities across North America. If you place high enough at a qualifier event, you'll earn the invitation to compete in our championship event at Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course. Scan this QR code for dates and locations of the qualifying events. We hope to see you there.
Blind first shot. You've got to trust your practice and know your landing zone we're flying to right now. We're trying to throw to the base of the hill to give yourself a nice, easy approach up the hill. The approach up the hill is not very long, and you've got a lot of space to work with on the green, but the gap to hit is technical depending on where your drive lands.
Yeah, the drive is so important on this hole, and the landing zone's blind, so it's tough. It's one you have to figure out in practice. If you were playing this course blind, you'd be like, oh, I wish I would have done this differently. You do see a lot of putters and mids off the tee. If you have a forehand, you can see something a little bit faster or more overstable, but for the backhand players, it's a nice putter or mid, just lightly turning shot, and it's fine to just land out in the field as well where we see the spotters ahead.
Yeah, I think you just don't want to leave it too short.
Yeah.
Rather be
True that.
left than
Too short or too long.
Right.
And what's the landing zone? Probably 50 feet, 60 feet. It's not very big.
Oh, wide.
Yeah.
Off the tee? Yeah. And there's the forehand. She knows from her practice, puts it right in there.
This is going to be only the second time this round that Missy is reaching for not a thrasher.
Whoa.
She's throwing a Ziegler Meteor.
Or right, the slower mid, turning play. Exactly as you described.
Love a Meteor. Paige, just a little bit short of the landing zone, but you can work something from there. Those low-hanging tree branches are tough.
Right, and they're thin, but you can't forget that they're there.
Yep. And you can't play the slide play. Look, you can see these little stair steps for the MPO green. The basket's right in the middle at the top of those. So you have to go up and over those and then hope for some ground play.
Just like that. Nice wood chips. This is a great new location for our basket.
It's awesome. And it's pretty.
Talked with the course designer about the change during practice, and I loved the answer being like, we specifically thought of the change for FPO. And I was like, oh, and he was like, MPO's got a par 3 and they can do whatever they want. It's like, that's awesome. You finally, like, we were thought of instead of them first.
Yeah.
So thank you.
The FPO course design has been a little sluggish in the history of Milo McIver. So it's really, really cool to see the changes come around. This is, a very fun hole to play.
Great effort. Slightly uphill.
Scored really well as well for the FPO field. 36% of the field, 16 birdies out of 44, and only 7% bogeys. Cool. Top 3 easiest holes. Everyone figuring it out. That's a little surprising to me.
It sure is. But it's all about position play.
Yep.
And I think
that's what we're good at.
Yes. I think the only discrepancy I have with, I liked the other basket. If you went long, you had a death putt.
Yep.
There is no necessarily scary putt here. You saw Valerie kind of staring down the hill, but it's so far away from it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Which is, it's kind of nice to have another one of those on this course. This is the second one.
And I know a lot of Milo is created for spectator purposes, right? Getting in the woods, how do you get that many people in there? As well as flow, how do we walk from one hole to the next? So sometimes you have to give up for one for the other. So in this case, got to kind of walk back through your fairway to get to 17.
But the green's so pretty that we're fine with it.
Exactly.
Lisa Fake is currently 9 down. Unbelievable. Here is hole 17. This par 4 is very gettable by everyone in the field. The drive needs to go as far as possible to shorten this second shot, because if you find yourself having to stretch it out, it gets really tough. The gap is so late in the flight. You can see this initial gap and then this little secondary gap. Also, the basket is perched right on the edge of a little OB corner. You can see the road behind. It comes up quick, so you don't want to throw a driver on that second shot. You see a lot of mids and fairways, but ideally you're leaning towards a mid because you go so far on your tee shot.
Yeah, and there's a road that circles or encompasses the back side of the basket and the right side. So there really isn't a backhand spike hyzer to approach the green.
Yep.
You have to go on that left side gap that the drone flew through.
And a forehand even still is risky too because of that right finish. You get any ground play and you can find the road really quickly.
Bit of a late release from Paige there. She's going to fight out. She pushed it long into the woods.
These tee pads, even though like while they're dry, they're really nice and grippy, but they're just, I feel like, 6 inches too short. And I find myself, you can see Paige kind of struggling to stay on the end of them. You have to start a little bit off like we see Holyn and step up onto them. They're just a little shorter than the regulation ones that we see on new courses being built.
Yeah, and the step up, I think, is definitely what makes that difficult. If we had something flush, I mean, it's, I don't know how old, 20, 30-year-old course, so wear and tear.
Here's Paige from the rough. It looks like she still does have a little bit of a gap.
And can do a little 1-2 step.
Mm-hmm. Fern. Huh.
Big turn. She's asking for it to get right.
Wow. I don't know where she is.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Near the basket.
She's putting. That's incredible. Here's Missy from way down the fairway, looking for that little gap. She's a little right. Catches a guardian tree, but a very favorable kick.
Shout out to the volunteers for help navigating traffic this hole.
There's so many spotters out here. Again, Portland disc golf community always comes out in full force. It's really cool. Everyone's so nice too. So shout out to all the volunteers.
Holyn is so far on her drive.
Far. I didn't even know this was possible.
This is to the shadows almost. My goodness.
That is crazy. I want to know how far it is.
Whoa.
She's well past the 220 sign.
Jaw dropped here.
Yeah, jaw dropped. Here's Paige. Speaking of jaw dropped, and unfortunately not rewarded. She's close to the basket, but doesn't really have much to work with.
Really obstructed. Tough lie there. Valerie giving it a go for birdie.
Oh.
Heavy chains.
There were 12 birdies on hole 17. About a quarter of the field. See if Missy can get this tester.
There's a straddle putt. She gets to fall.
Yeah, she got it warmed up.
Check out that slow mez. Committed. Nice open hand. Dead center. The Missy way. I love the tucked in shirt. Professional. That's a tough one for Paige. She had a really nice clean back nine going. Short work for Holyn. Great birdie. She's got that hole dialed. That's her winning hole from last year. And an unfortunate bogey from Paige. Valerie's had such a clean round.
Yeah.
Kind of slow, maybe not what she's wanted. Missed some putts, but clean.
But yeah, minimizing the mistakes. Through hole 17, Lisa with 9 down. Still an opportunity to birdie. 18 is not an easy birdie, but gettable. Let's talk it out.
Hole 18. Genius. 888. You got a large downhill throw. Nose angle and release point is critical. The OB road, you have OB right to navigate. Land as far down as possible. You're going to throw a backhand hyzer over the road, trying to avoid the left side OB. And then we're flying the right side, approach towards the pin, elevated on a stump. Some danger all around on this hole.
Yeah, I feel like typically... Oh, we're going to do a little chase card check-in real quick. Typically, the tee shot is the hardest shot on this hole in years past, but this
Oh my goodness. She spins them. Wow. One of those rounds for her. All coming together.
That was her third shot, too, so that absolutely had to get over to save par. She's going to finish this round out cleanly.
9 down, I believe. Amazing. Great round, Lisa.
With a slam dunk to finish.
Big hug from Jen. That was something special.
So yeah, this tee shot is usually like the meat of the hole. Like it's you're so high up there. It's such a long tunnel, and if you show any underside or hyzer too much of this disc, it goes so far in the wrong direction. Like Ali said, it would be left and right. But the way they've designed this with the OB on the second shot, I think that's the hardest shot of the hole. Now you see so many discs going OB left. It's where the drives are landing. You have to really throw it out over that OB road for a long time.
You're completely right. And there's normally kind of a headwind coming from the road towards the tee pad. And so you got to make the decision. Can you kind of have something that turns? And
how much am I going to trust my disc? Yeah. Am I going to be wrong about that trust? Holyn and Missy both catching those late left branches. They're going to have to make a decision here. It's nice. You can hear the river roaring to the right of this fairway. Paige with a pure shot out to the green.
Anything safe and unobstructed by the trees is looking good. Valerie is in a tough position. It looks like she's going to have to pitch around the right side.
Yeah, not only not able to be aggressive, but having to go kind of almost backwards.
Yeah, and she looks like she's left that well to the right side. It is safe, but I'm interested in what her next shot is going to look like.
Holyn lining this up?
She sure is. Yes.
She sure is.
Aggressive girl.
Yep. Gonna have to squat into this one with the low branches.
She did.
Is she aggressive enough? Oh.
Yeah.
Really well executed shot. Just has to push a little straighter down the road. It's so scary.
Better than leaving it right out of bounds.
Yep. And she can still recover a par from there.
Yes.
Paige putting it way out to the right. That needs to get down still. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're running. We don't know yet. Okay, there's the red. Yeah. That left OB definitely makes the second shot the hardest.
Yeah, it comes up so fast.
See if Missy can correct those mistakes. Oh, big slip. It's on hyzer. Looks maybe slower. Yeah, that's tough.
This played is the most difficult hole of the day, and it is definitely due to this shot right here. Oh, no. Valerie's pitch out has turned into a very difficult third shot. She's going to have to go standstill over the top of some very tall shrubs.
I will say this is a very Valerie Mandujano shot, holding it right.
That's so good.
Yeah, from like patent pending kind of stance.
Love this.
Okay.
Love the slow speed disc choice there. You could tell that one was a little more floaty. And she's giving herself an opportunity to still sneak away with a par.
Keeping it low to skip up. Puts herself in the circle.
Yeah. Really nice scrambling from Valerie.
So first from our out of bounds shot, throwing 4. See if she can save her par.
This approach is pretty tough. Those trees right in front of the basket from where Holyn is, there you don't want to mess around with them at all, because if you hit any of those, the low-hanging branches make it impossible to putt. So you do have to go a little hyzer shot like we see Missy doing, or there is a little forehand line as well. But you absolutely have to come in on angle. This basket is elevated on a stump as well, but it's a really tall stump and it's on a mound. So it is taller than any of our lighthouses we're used to seeing on the Pro Tour elevated baskets. Kind of a scary final putt. Paige hitting that one of those last trees, but I think she is still in the clear on the putting green.
Holyn left her approach a little wide.
Wow.
Putt's no problem,
Wow. That is a clutch putt from Holyn Handley.
Good way to end Milo and get ready for Glendoveer.
So you can see how hard our lead card is having to work for pars on this hole. They're making it work. They're walking away with pars, but there were only 4 birdies today on hole 18. Super impressive. Only 9 players were able to get to circle 1 in regulation at all. I think if we... Oh, no. I think if we got a couple more rounds out here on 18, I think we'd see it score a lot differently. I think everyone's just kind of trying to figure out those first 2 shots. But, yeah, it played rough today with over 50% of the field with a bogey or worse.
Yeah, and it definitely would create some drama if we played all 4 here, or a 3-rounder here.
Yeah.
But I think we see that at Glendoveer hole 18.
Yeah.
Similar in danger
Definitely.
style.
Oh, yeah. That's a hard hole. Yeah, so we are moving over to Glendoveer, like Allie just said. We have sunshine the rest of the weekend, maybe the slightest % chance of rain tomorrow. It's going to cool off a little bit, not quite be so hot as it was today. We're going to watch Missy, Holyn, and Paige again, and we're going to switch out Lisa Fakis on the lead card tomorrow at Glendoveer. Yeah, it's going to be a wildly different style of golf on this beautiful golf course in Portland. And an exciting day for the cut. I think 22-ish players are going to play on Sunday out of our 44 that are here in the FPO this weekend. Anything else?
Drama.
Drama.
I'm excited to see how this one ends. We're close. Everyone's right there.
Yeah, we played Glendoveer East and West last year. Tomorrow we were just going to do West and do that Saturday and Sunday. We love the design out there, and it's going to be very exciting. Lots of birdies. So come hang. Thanks again to the Founders Club. Thanks again to all of you guys who have already gone and subscribed to our YouTube channel. We're almost to 500,000 subscribers. It's a really big deal.
Huge.
You want to be a part of it.
Yeah, you do.
Obviously. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Allie Smith.
And we're really happy to have Allie in the booth. So everyone, woo-woo in the comments to Allie Smith. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Honk.
Honk.
Old
Bye.
habits die hard.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know it truly I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know it truly I feel fine.